over by the wall, and then draw a straight line that goes right up into where you want to be.
Okay.
So if you drew a straight line kind of from where we are at the wall, right past the 3 up to the cement,
yep.
you can see how it goes straight up there.
Yeah.
You just got to be very, very confident, because if you shimmy, if you slide, if you skid, you're actually going at the inside part of the wall there.
Yep. Okay.
But I think that's actually working better for you than what we were doing earlier.
Yeah, I feel better going through it. I feel like I'm faster. You know, I don't know if that's a confidence thing or if it's, you know, setting me up coming out of one. I feel faster coming out of one.
Right. And that's really what it's all about. We're getting a good run down here now. We're carrying the speed all the way down into the turn. Get your braking done, and now you're on the gas sooner. You've carried more speed through the whole turn. So by the time we get around those cement barriers, we're already pulling ass down towards the next turn. God, that fucking car stinks. That's got to be that Mustang.
Mustang or the Subaru, both burn oil.
Oh, that's true. With those turbos on them, no, I guess it doesn't even need a turbo to be smoky clean. All right, guys, come on. We're still coming up the track.
Oh yeah.
Luckily, there's only about 5 guys ahead of us. That car should be off of it like now. That's all they had to do now.
Well, I don't know if it was because that white BRC that, I don't know if they just got confused and like parked off the track because of the black flag, but, or if that was the car that had it's an interesting place to have it stop.
Can't answer that.
Yeah.
I see guys stop at all kinds of weird places. If they have an oil gauge and they see oil pressure drop, well, I'm stopping right here.
Yeah. I'm surprised to see a lot of BRZs because I just had a talk with a friend of mine who's got the Scion version, the FRS, and he's talking about how he has a Boxster as well, and he's like, I have 2 cars that are not good for HPDEs. And I didn't think the BRZ was on that list, but
they're racing them now in the touring class. It's like touring 3 and touring 4.
Yeah.
You see a little bit in the super touring because they can put a Jackson supercharger on them. They don't do in super touring light. I don't see them there because I think you can only have up to a 2-liter, and there's no other 2-liter engine that fits nicely into that thing. Or no, wait, is that
it
a 2?
It is a 2-liter.
Okay, so maybe it can. These are what's 2.5, right?
So the later WRXs, yeah, are 2.5s. The earlier ones are 2-liters. I actually had one of those before I bought this car. That was the car that originally replaced my Miata, but once I got through it, I was like, nah, I don't want to drive this thing.
So you need a lot of time to stay on top of things and maintain them.
They're expensive. Subarus are. If it was between a Subaru and this, I'll pick this. Because I can work on these, and you know, if you're shrewd about parts, then they're really not that expensive to maintain. Are they going to extend the session, or are they just going to call it? Let's see what
they don't usually extend the session.
That's what I would think, but they're supposed to go till 3:30, so I mean we'll go out for what, 5 minutes?
It's usually a 2-lap limit. If they feel they can get 2 laps, they'll send you. Oh, they just told him to turn it off.
No, James just turned off his motor. That was what he was running.
I thought it was these guys making that rumble.
No.
It was his that was
Was it?
sticking so bad.
No. He's not even in the car. I thought he was in the car.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was this thing rumbling up here because the guy got out and said something about the smell, and so they turned the car off.
Sounds like a V8 then.
Yeah, it is a V8.
Oh, it is?
I was talking to the guy who's instructing for him.
Okay.
I guess it's a 18-year-old kid bought this car, and it was the same car my dad had, and so they souped it up a little and put some racing slicks on it. Came to the track.
Now, when I got this thing last Thanksgiving, about 2,000 miles in, the head gasket started leaking, or even it might have been leaking when I bought it and I just didn't catch it, but it was a small head gasket leak. But we pulled the head off this motor, and I know Jake had used this as kind of like a backup HPD car because he's an instructor with COM and I believe BMW CCA in Boston. He's got a shop in Boston, or just outside of Boston. But man, this thing, for having 200-some thousand miles on it,
Looked good.
it looked very good. Like when I pulled the valve cover off, it looked like a head that you would get back from a machine shop.
Oh shit.
No like burn, sludge, or anything like that on it.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah.
What were the other things that were not good about these cars? What is that Vanos thing?
Vanos is the variable valve timing. They don't really go bad. It's just that they start making noise, or there's like an oil solenoid sometimes that sticks if you're bad about oil changes and shit like that. But they're pretty bulletproof.
The water pump.
Water pump itself, well, actually the stock water pump had a plastic impeller, but most of the replacements you get are metal, so that's not really that big of a deal. Same with the thermostat housing. The stock is plastic, but they sell aluminum replacements. The big thing is the end tanks on the radiators separate from the core. You get a lot of coolant leaks from these cars, from the radiator or the expansion tank. When James was saying that the expansion tank blew up on his race car, that's pretty common. But this, I replaced it. The radiator actually was leaking slightly, so I replaced it with an all aluminum.
Here we go. So you just bought a different radiator. No big deal.
Yeah, that's basically, I just went through the whole cooling system with new hoses and the aluminum radiator. $1,500 was the machine cost, which I thought was a little high, but it's a 24 valve motor, you know. So he took out all the valves and cleaned them and put new seats in, and
Basically had a new head when you put it back.
pretty much. You know, all new hoses, radiator, expansion tank, and put 4 new tires on it. That's pretty much it. I mean, I hadn't really done anything to the motor other than that. Yeah. So I mean, it's not an expensive. I was like, for what I have into this car, you can't really find a car that has this kind of performance.
No, you can't. That's the whole thing right there.
You know, what comes close is probably a Subaru WRX, to be honest, and I don't like the mechanical reliability of them.
I just wouldn't track one. I wouldn't do it.
A piece of shit.
All right, let me turn that camera off. We still got one more, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Everybody just splashed there.
Just die on me.